When the garment factory in Bangladesh collapsed, it was one of the worst industrial accidents in history. Could it happen again? Here to tell us is Ben Skinner, co-founder of Tao Investments, a private equity firm. Thanks for joining us, Ben.
Real pleasure. Thanks, Amy.
So what do you think? Could it happen again? Has there been enough change to improve conditions?
Not only could it happen again, but yes, it has happened again since the disaster at Rana Plaza. On a smaller level, there have been dozens of factory fires. There have been bloody protests that have resulted in the loss of life in places like Cambodia. All across the globe, the garment industry is at an inflection point. And I think increasingly, not only are the factory groups waking up to the fact that they have to change, but the brands are waking up to the fact that they have to shift their buying relationships.
So what needs to happen for this change to take place?
I think there needs to be an understanding that there's will on both sides. There's will on the sides of the factory owners, there's will on the sides of the retailer at the C level, at the COO, at the CEO level. But what's missing is an ability to break out of short-term thinking on both of those sides. The factory owners are thinking about their 60 to 90-day lead times. The CEOs are thinking about meeting their next quarters. Nobody is thinking about investing for what happens in 18 months, or 2 years, or 5 years, or 15 years, or 25 years. That's where strategic investors like Tao can come in and actually make an impact and make money over the midterm and over the long term.
By investing and by improving the way these factories run and conditions.
By transforming to create the suppliers of the future.
Right, and let's talk a little bit more about that. So you're raising funds now that will then be put to work on modernizing the factories in the developing world.
Absolutely, yeah. And we're a very active, hands-on firm, as much an operating company as we are an investment management firm. But what we do is we look for companies that are ready to be the suppliers of the future, where management has the disposition to be the suppliers of the future, but they don't have the capital and they don't have the know-how. We provide both of those to help them scale, to help them roll up, to help them consolidate their operations, but also to help them reform, to help them rip out the boilers, replace them with more energy efficient ones to bring down costs, to help them train the workers to reduce the monthly turnover rate, which just saps profit from so many of these companies, to create the suppliers of the future.
Okay, well, thanks for joining us today, Ben.
Real pleasure. Thanks, Amy.